AI is everywhere. Apps, platforms, investment pitches. Everyone's raving about how these systems think or understand. But do they really? Today, I want to get through the hype and talk about first principles. What is thought? What is intelligence? Where does cognition fit in? And is awareness just a buzzword or something real? My end goal is help you make sense of the AI noise, whether you're investing in a new tech, building something yourself, or just curious about what's really going on under the hood. First principles thinking means stripping away assumptions to see how things really work. So let's define these core concepts: thought, intelligence, cognition, and awareness, and see where AI truly stands. Thought is the active process of taking ideas or stimuli and evaluating them, connecting them, or generating new insights. Imagine you're planning a vacation. You weigh costs, destinations, personal preferences, and eventually you land on a choice. That's thought. A chatbot spitting out travel suggestions might appear to be thinking, but in reality, it's just scanning a massive data set, like reading an infinite library on travel tips, and generating a response based on patterns. It's not reflecting on whether it wants to go to Hawaii, it's just retrieving what best fits your query. Intelligence is about problem solving. It's the capacity to adapt, learn, and make decisions. You can be a genius at math, for example, but you might be terrible at relationships. It's still intelligence in a specific domain. A neural network that crushes humans at chess is showing intelligence in that context. It learned the rules, patterns, and can outperform us. But remove it from that environment, ask it to reflect on the meaning of life, and watch it fail. That's because intelligence doesn't automatically mean it understands why it does what it does. It just does it extremely well. Descartes famously said, "I think, therefore I am." That's the hallmark of self awareness. But there's also a simpler angle. I would say, "I can solve, therefore I'm smart." AI is nailing certain tasks like chess and coding. But let's not confuse that with "I think, therefore I'm a conscious being." It's more like "I compute, therefore I can outperform humans in specialized areas." Cognition is bigger than intelligence in a single domain. It's how an entity acquires, processes, stores, and uses information. Think of it as the entire architecture behind how we learn and think. Plato and Aristotle might have said it's the path from doxa, opinion, to episteme, knowledge, the mental framework we develop to make sense of reality. As humans, we sense the world, filter it through personal experiences, and store it in memory. We build mental models, like an internal simulation of the world. Then we recall and adapt that model when faced with new challenges. That's cognition in action. A large language model has been trained on a massive corpus of text, building internal representations, which are weights in a network. That is its form of cognition. So it can generate answers, recall factual information, or even try new sentence structures based on what it has seen before. But it's not building a real-life mental model. It's purely an internal web of probabilities. Let's talk awareness. This is where David Chalmers is crucial. He's the philosopher who coined the term the hard problem of consciousness. Sure, it's easy enough to explain how neurons or artificial neurons process data, but why is there an inner subjective experience, like the feeling of seeing red or being in pain? It's subjective. It's that intangible presence behind your eyes as you listen to me right now, deciding if you agree or disagree. For humans, consciousness has an emotional subjective dimension. For AI, so far, it's all data flows and algorithmic weights. There is no inner voice, no proof it feels anything. With AI, we see intelligence, yes. We see cognition, sure. But awareness, we don't see evidence of that. So why do we care? Because we are already seeing AI systems reason, create content, and in some cases influence real decisions like loans, hiring, and even education. If we don't distinguish between what they do and who they are, we can make some expensive, even dangerous mistakes. In business terms, if you think your AI is genuinely thinking, you might trust it too much. In personal terms, maybe you rely on chatbot for emotional support, forgetting it actually doesn't care. It's simulating empathy. And there's a stark difference between simulating empathy and feeling empathy. Now, Stoics said, focus on what's within your control. We can't slow down AI's progress, and we shouldn't, but we can clarify the conversation around it. That's how we maintain control, through decision making based on understanding, not hype. So 1, focus on the locus of control. We can shape how AI is deployed, regulated, and integrated into our workflows. 2, stay informed. Understanding first principles about thought, intelligence, cognition, and awareness means you won't be easily duped by marketing spin or panic headlines. And 3, prepare for the unexpected. If one day some form of AI does demonstrate emergent awareness, at least we'll have a philosophical groundwork to evaluate it responsibly. So, that's our breakdown of first principles. Thought is the reflective mental processing. Intelligence is the problem solving power, sometimes domain specific. Cognition is the overall system of learning and adapting, and awareness is the subjective sense of self. Understanding these first principles is how we ensure we're not assigning human qualities to lines of code. It's how we stay grounded in reality and maximize AI's benefits without losing sight of our own agency. If this resonated with you, or if you want to challenge me, drop a comment and let's push each other to think critically and keep our moral and intellectual compass, because that's the only way we build the future we actually want.